So welcome everyone to the Eternity's researchers call or researchers and development call. It's week number 42 in 2019, so really nice number. And as every week, we are going through every project or every participating project in this call and just give an interim update on what's happening, what are the major results of your work this week, and also report issues if you have some, so everyone in the ecosystem is aware. And as we have some very interesting stuff going on with the upcoming Lima hard upgrade and also some community feedback in the forum, and I think some releases in between, I will give the first word to Sergey to update us about the happenings from this week. So Sergey, please give us an update.
So, hi everyone. So as Emin has already said, it's like quite an exciting time right now for us at the core dev and a lot of happening right now. So we are already like on the finish line for our hard fork, the Lima hard fork. So a few days ago, our testnet had successfully hard forked. So the release candidate for that we have received, it already had the predefined dates for the hard fork and the testnet and the mainnet. So the testnet has hard forked on the 16th of October, and we closely monitored it, and it's like it went smooth. So the migration, again, one of the very like important parts of the hard fork is the migrations of the tokens from Ethereum network to the aeternity, as well as migrations of the tokens which are frozen. They're also like been transferred in the like temporarily stored at Eternity mainnet, where they can be extracted later using your Ethereum key. So we've closely monitored those events, and we had some tests which were validating the migrations procedure that we have written. Everything seemed to work very nice, so we're quite confident that we are relatively safe on this side. Yesterday, we have found out that we had like a bug in our Fate virtual machine, which was like breaking the behavior of some smart contracts, which were using the caller attribute. And unfortunately, this is consensus breaking. I mean, the good thing that the Fate virtual machine is going to be activated only in Lima hard fork. So far, nothing has been affected, but that also means that we will probably have to like reset our testnet or like resync the nodes to be able to apply this fix and still be compatible with the current chain at the testnet. So this release candidate will be released also today. So it will be applied to the testnet. And yes, we still have like plenty of time for testing before the mainnet will hard fork will happen. I think it's like 30th of October. So everything goes according to the schedule. And yeah, if you notice something suspicious, report to us. We still have time to take care of this. But so far, while monitoring the testnet, we just work on the features for the next hard fork. So like we're updating the transactions. So introduce the transactions with like multiple sources and multiple destinations. Also, we're finalizing the work on the signaling for the hard fork. So the pull request was merged today. So basically it's implemented. That will be released with the 5.0.1 release. Also, we are doing a very good progress on garbage collection, which will significantly reduce the size of the net. I mean, I think it will be reduced by the orders of magnitudes. And also, we are making good progress on implementing the improved version of sync, which also have to speed up the sync significantly. So like as you can see, after Lima hard fork, we will spend some time like improving the status quo, like doing some maintenance, taking care of the things that we neglected for a while, but also in parallel, we'll be introducing new features.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sergey. I think the most noteworthy thing here is that this bug in Fate VM was found by one of our community members and posted into the forum. This is extremely valuable, and I hope with growing applications we will find growing issues and bugs that we then will address. So thanks a lot on this side to everyone watching, to reporting this and bringing us up to the core protocol team. I would also like to stay here in the core round and give the word to Carol. Yeah, you only just, give an interim update if you have like some interesting stuff to say, if Sergey hasn't said it yet. So Carol, anything new from your side?
Hi. So, as Sergey said, the work on garbage collector is basically finished. This week, the majority of the work was just testing and writing the test and ensuring the validity of this whole process. The numbers are quite positive. For example, in the mainnet, when we garbage collect at the current height, and we keep the history of just 500 generations, which is needed for smart contracts, we can drop the size of the accounts state from 8.8 gigabytes to 24 megabytes. So
wow, really nice.
So that's pretty good. And yeah, so this work is wrapping up, and I'm currently looking to write some paper explaining what was done during the summer. So we'll have some nice reading about approach, which was chosen to do the prototype in the naming system, to implement subdomains, which probably won't take this approach when we are going to implement it at the end, but it's still kind of worthwhile to take a look into it. So that's what I will work in these coming days.
Thank you very much, Carol. Yes, this is extremely valuable, and we are like slowly getting better here because everything that gets done is open source research and development at the end of the day. You are also one of the grantees from the Eternity Crypto Foundation, and yeah, we will grow that. And I think it's as important as the features that get shipped and the apps that get built are really is to publish information about this for other researchers to build upon and learn from it. So thank you very much for doing that. Another person also here in this call, in a similar position like you, also one of the core protocol developers, is Juraj. So Juraj, please, what's new on your side? Give us a short update.
Hi, so the biggest update from my side is that I merged the signaling PR. So basically, Lima will be the last scheduled hard fork, and after that, we will have community hard forks, which means that we will develop some features, some of which will be consensus breaking, and we let the miners decide if they want to support this new protocol or not. So this is done in form of voting, let's say. So basically, miners that will support the new protocol will include some kind of signal in key blocks, and at some point we will just check the blockchain and see how many miners support the new protocol, and depending on this result, we will just switch to the new protocol, or we will just stay with the current one. Other than that, I started working on making the sync faster, and as a preparation task, I need to generate some chain with all the types of transactions, and then I will just spawn one node with this database and connect another one, and we'll check how sync works. So basically, I will change some code, and then I can repeat that, and I will measure the times, and then I will see if the code change makes the sync faster. So that's what I'm currently working on.
Cool. Thank you very much for that update. I think it's very interesting for everyone. And next one in line, also from the protocol team, and working on state channels, is Dimitar. Hello, Dimitar. Welcome joining us. Can you give us some news about your development efforts?
Hello. Well, for the conference, Eternity conference, we were working hard on making nice changes regarding usability of state channels. to help CoinFabric people to build the demo app. And for that, we got really important feedback, and we've addressed a lot of usability issues in a separate branch. We've extended it a bit and actually merged into master. Now it's merged. This resulted into a lot of possibilities to improving our test suites. We've changed quite a lot system test, integration tests, UIT, and etc. We've also provided the optional functionality for providing a new way of calculating the minimum depth. Basically, the state channel is safe only if you wait enough confirmations before you move on with opened state channel, and this is now enabled for users to provide different strategies for that, and depending on the fee, different depths are computed, etc. And yeah, now we're working on providing more usability and more options in the endpoints and the APIs, so it's easier for users to develop applications using state channels.
Cool, fantastic. Thank you very much for this update, Dimitar. And also there is one more update also from your team, written by Tino in the forum. Tino is also one of the grantees of the Eternity Crypto Foundation. And yeah, you can read that update in the Eternity forum, as well as all the other updates from the different areas of research and development. Okay, next in line, I would like to check in with Martin, who works on our contract development kit AE projects, but also your team and colleagues built the token migration. Have you tested the token migration after the tested hard fork, and does everything work well? And are there any issues? Can you give us an update about that one too?
Yes, of course. Hey guys, from me. So I will start with the token migration. Yes, we have tested the token migration on testnet after the hard fork. Everything is working fine. We haven't found any issues now. We have tested it with the current SDK node, which is version 5.00 RC4. We're currently syncing our node with RC5, so we can test it with the latest node for the token migration, which I think will become next week. Will become only version 5 without the RC, and we will provide again feedback on this. Regarding the tools, we have updated all of the tools to support Lima hard fork. That is the contract application to the Playground IDE, and also a project. A project was released an hour ago. Also, there were some fixes there. The compiler is updated, the node is updated with the latest version, the SDK is with latest version in all of the tools. As I mentioned, some fixes are for the issues from the community team are proposed. So yeah, you can check the GitHub release, and also we will provide the forum post where we will share also more information on this. This is from the DevSuite side for this week.
Great, good. Everything looking good. Nice to hear. Makes my heart happy. So next person would be Andy. Hey, your camera is on, so we go to you and speak a little bit about wallets. So what has been new on the airgap front?
So hello. Yeah, it has been a very busy week from our side. Just today we released a small wallet update that basically just contains some smaller overall performance improvements. But most of the work has been going on behind the scenes. So in the vault, we have been continuing to work with the AE team to improve or actually debug the problem we have with the base app interaction. But I think we are now starting to get to the bottom of it. We have also been giving the base app team a beta version of the Ionic 4 update that has been in the works for the last months, we can even say, with all of the security features that we got reported from in the security audit that we did. So we are very excited that this is almost ready to be released. Then we, as mentioned last week, in our library, the JavaScript library or TypeScript library, we have been continuing to work on the serializer that works with AEX2. It's not quite ready yet, but it should be soon. And we also have been working on making the library more secure. It's a very difficult topic, so I won't get into the specifics, but everyone who is interested in it can reach out to us and we can have a short discussion. But we are working on making it more secure when you use our library. And that should hopefully also be included in the Ionic 4 Vault update. And yeah, some other small thing is we joined the AEX update call and we gave some feedback to the metadata proposal from Stoyan.
Great.
Yeah, that's it from our side.
Lots of things happening there, and I think it's really good that there are different wallet and browser projects. So we really have to work and think about how those things play together and which standards are set and so on and so on. And it's really nice that we are having that layer and so many people working on this. Also, Milen, your team is also working on the wallet extension. I still see people who want to create tokens, mint tokens, create limited token supplies, want to have a graphical user interface for that, and so on and so on. So the requests are really coming in, and yeah, your team is working on that and hacking it together. I think this is really good and really useful. But please give us your update. What has happened in the past week?
Yeah, hello guys. So as you Emin said, we've been working mostly on tokens last week. Currently, we've been preparing the new version release 0.2.3, which includes the new SDK updates and also a new token registry, which is Lima compatible and Fate compatible, which will be deployed on the testnet and later on the mainnet when it forks. We also have prepared a migration token registry contract, which will migrate the state of the previous token registry contract to the newer one. So we'll still have the ability to show the tokens that were registered there on the new contract. We've also added an easy ability for copying the token address after token deployment, which Wallet offers you. And we've also simplified the transaction explorer. We are now displaying only the basic information that's needed for a certain transaction. And also we've added an advanced advanced button where you can inspect more in-depth information about certain transaction. We've added more currency options. Now you can choose not only USD or Euro as a display rate about your tokens. You can choose from many other currencies. We've removed the custom scroll bars that we were using, as some of the users complained that they were big and not helpful at all. So we removed that and we've simplified the UI a bit. We're doing some preparations about the new Eternity naming system name claims. We've been talking with Nazar from the SDK team how to switch to the newer auction system, and also with Stoyan from the base app to see how things are going with them, because they are ahead of us and developing an UI for claiming names. We've also worked on the contracts for the wallet. We've refactored the tipping contract to be compatible with Sophia version 4 with the new syntax for the Lima update. And yesterday evening, we deployed our new Oracle for verifying ownership of certain website on Heroku. So it will be available to be accessed from other projects as well. About tokens, we've updated the AX9, which was merged today. So everyone is able to now see the changes that we've made and the updated proposal. And cool. We've been working on token implementations with fixed supply and with other different requests that some community members have. And we'll also be implementing features in the wallet to support them as well.
Nice, really nice. Can you also quickly just at the end mention who is we, because it sounds like or how much can you do in 5 days? So there are some people behind you who is working with you. Can you just name them quickly?
Yeah, it's Peter, it's Theodore, and it's also Valentin from our team. They're the three guys, and me as well. We're
cool. I think it's good also. Yeah, cool. So please also when you post or when anyone posts the updates in the forum or so, link the people in the forum so we know the tags. People can contact them, can ask questions. So we get to know the people that we all work with and that are like working on the same thing at the end of the day. Thank you very much for this intense and great update. I'd like to go to the next wallet, the third one, which is the base wallet. And I thank you. And yeah, Stoyan, you posted some stuff in the chat yesterday, also some new features. So please give us an insight on your update on your side.
Sure, there's a window behind me, so it's a bit dark, but you can hear me. So we most importantly, we made a release yesterday, which is currently rolled out in the web version and will be rolled out today for Android and soon for iOS, which includes the compatibility with the Lima hard fork and SDK 5.0.0. We're going to make a release early next week, most likely on Monday, where we support SDK version 6.0.0, which has some last-minute changes to the naming system and state channels, because we want that to be out as soon as possible for the tested, particularly the guys working on the state channel payment app. That they're the most obvious kind of team that needs this. Beyond that, the release includes redeeming for paper wallets or QR codes. We're taking on internal input to see how everyone likes it. So far, everyone has had positive feedback, so it works well, which means that we could use this for upcoming events or any kind of context where paper wallet would be relevant. In this last release, we also fixed there was a bug in older devices and older versions of Android where people would just get a white screen when they open the app. That was because some of these devices don't run Chrome by default. They run the native Android operating system browser, which was there before Chrome was there as the default one, and so it had to do with that, but we addressed it, so now it works on them as well. We're currently, the things that we're working on are the naming system bidding. A few days before the hard fork to make sure, but we're gonna test it internally long before that, but we want it to be released publicly before that, so that by the time the hard fork takes place, people can immediately bid on names. And we're also working on deep linking. We have a version internally that we've been playing with. We'll share it with developers most likely next week. And we're finishing up the signing smart contracts with the ledger, so that should also be up next week. And when we're done with all of these things and we feel good about them, we'll turn our eyes to tokens, but that will likely be after next update, because all of these things are kind of quite a lot to handle well. So that's kind of
absolutely
long-term. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much for this update. And also behind your team are also a couple of people. Can you quickly also name them? I think it's important to know. Yeah.
So the developers working on this are Dennis, Mitya, and Nikita Cedric. Dennis is the one who has the most experience, and he's facilitated this architecture for a long time. We also have a kind of internal distribution where Mitya is responsible for making the iOS builds, and Nikita is responsible for making the Android builds. So when we make the release, it's typically first Dennis and then Nikita and Mitya put out the native app releases. So we're all together to make it happen.
Cool. Thank you very much for this update, and yeah, shout out to the others working with you. I would like to stay with the like tooling and useful libraries, and I see John here in the call representing the middleware, and I guess you can also say a few words to the SDK, as I don't see Andrea in this call right now.
I am summarizing for our entire teams, which is quite easy because we have all spent the week working on name auctions. The Python SDK has a new release, and it's been working on high-level contract interfaces using the ACI and has been updating on names as well. The Golang now supports name auctions. The JavaScript SDK now supports the name auctions and has changed all of the TLD stuff that happened this week. And the middleware front end supports name auctions, and the middleware itself now supports name auctions and will tell you which auctions are ongoing, what the top bids are for a name, what the next bid is for a name, which names a particular account has bid on, and so forth. So it is all about names.
Really, really nice. I think it's super important when we always talk about transparency and decentralization, especially transparency, and the middleware front end GUI basically gives you that transparency. So this is extremely important for everyone, I think, to double check. Not everybody can just download a node and read whatever in this tree is or call the APIs. Will the middleware, is it planned to also support tokens and show tokens that are created on that like Milan and his team is working on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ultimately, we want to report on everything. We were having a good conversation actually today in the forum with a user about name auction supports. I would encourage anyone who has a feature request to the middleware to either raise an issue in GitHub, or maybe better to talk about it in the forum, because I think one of the things we fall short on is publicizing to our users exactly what we can do for them.
Perfect. Nice. I will do that. I will post it in the forum after the call. So thank you very much, John, for your update. And let's stay with the SDKs and talk about Elixir. So I see Daniela. Daniela, can you give us an update about your work? Or better, your team's work?
Hello, everyone. This week we were working on adding full support for the latest Sophia compiler, testing and adjusting all latest changes in Elixir SDK according to Lima, improving post-transaction logic, fixing and improving fee calculation logic as well, adjusting and adding new examples, tests, and documentation. And last night we made a new release of Elixir SDK with support to Lima. This is from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The most interesting thing I've heard are examples and demos. I know you did already the Smart Oracle, and I really hope we can see more from all SDK, across all SDK teams, because Eternity is this nice feature-rich on layer one, and having more demos and examples and good documentation, I think will inspire many developers to try it out and jump on it. But we already have app developers, and one person here in the call who was here like a couple of minutes ago is Hernan, but I don't see him anymore, so I guess it somehow dropped out. Oh no, here we have David. So hi David, can you hear me, and can you give us an update about the State Channel Payments app, which we all want to try and use? I think we had this last week, so it's not working. So I'm going to Peter. Peter, you are also still struggling with getting a piece of software merged that you built. Has there been any movements on the side of the General Bytes ATMs? And can you give us an update here?
Hi, Emin. Hi, everyone. We're still waiting for a response about the review on the pull request. Still nothing from them. I also, in the meantime, checked the last response from them. in which they said that they will finish the review by 11th of October, which they haven't. And the other thing, which is a little bit more important, is that they're upgrading the way the extensions will be included in their system. So they said that the actual merge to the master branch would happen earliest at the first week of November. Maybe I'm guessing that's why they haven't responded to anything yet, but that's just a guess. They said that.
I mean, yeah, no worries, Peter. I think it's interesting and important just to mention that there are always dependencies. Sometimes it's an external company, especially when it goes for integrations. Let it be an exchange, let it be the ATMs or any other service. But thanks for your work, and I'm sure there are other things. And yeah, I will also ping you in dev chat. I'm sure your help and now with your new gained experience is needed in different areas. So let's hope that next week we get some updates from the General Bytes team. And yeah, so far I think this is a good update from your side. So thank you very much.
Thank you too.
I'd like to go now, David. Hey, we are not the only teams actually that giving public development updates. So Jitsi, the tool that we are using, does this also once a week, or I think once every 2 weeks. So if you are interested, you can go to YouTube and check out their updates, which are more or less the same format like ours. And I have also read that they have integrated a new feature, which is sending private messages to chat participants, which I just got from David. It worked, and he wants to give his update about the state channel payments app. So David, please. Unfortunately, your microphone is not working. Or you are muted. We can see you well, but we cannot hear you. What should we do? I mean, it's not. I mean, we're doing these calls for us, so it's if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not a problem. But maybe as a closing word here, please don't forget to also write the written updates, because those calls are also getting longer and longer. They're very useful for us and to see what's going on in the ecosystem. But it's not always easy to watch all of this, especially if there are so many different topics. So please don't forget that you every 2 weeks do an interim update in the forum that helps community members to follow the projects, jump in and contribute. And yeah, and David, last chance. Wait, I forgot a very important person, Nikita. I'm sorry. So please, you have the last word, and then we are as always, and then we are closing this call. Thank you very much, Nikita. Please.
Yeah, so for the maintenance part, I've been working on cleaning up the code of the Fire editor to make it contributable also for other people and to understand, because there were so many people in Prague asking me like how to contribute, but there was basically no way for them to sift through this whole mess, which I just quickly hacked up. Now that seemed to work, because the first contributor is Marie. Yay! She made it compatible with the Lima hard fork today. Great. We've released it online, so it's now all usable again. Sorry for the downtime, but there was lots of mess going on with the compilers. It was beyond holy, but now it's all fine finally. And the other, like the main thing that I spent the most time on, is actually really easy to explain, but a little bit harder to do, was basically writing a compiler that generates code from a documentation. And it looks really, really nice now, actually. I just need to, make it, put everything together, but the parsing seems to really work. It's able to distinguish like human language from machine language, so to say, knows what to put where. So we can make our documentations actually testable in the SDK tests. So whenever some breaking changes happen or whatever, or there's just something happened during installation requiring some extra step, then the developers will immediately find it out during the tests, because of course you can always just forget to update something in some tutorials probably. So this will never be a thing again, and this thing will also then be used for the code generation feature of the file editor, which I demoed in Prague. So we are slapping like 3 flies at once with this tool,
Nice.
and then hopefully this whole mess is then a thing of the past.
Great. It would be super nice also, again, maybe not only like this written updates, but if you have like really stuff to show, you can also make a screencast or so. And
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. I think I will.
Easier to follow, and I think it's very, very valuable.
Yeah. I will make a tutorial video
for
the SDK teams how to use it, basically. And so then we will have something to show, I think.
Thank you for that contribution. And I will give it a last shot with David. Oh yeah, we can hear you now. So please let us know, when can we use the state channel payments app?
Sorry. Yeah. I say hello. Sorry about the inconvenience. We were cleaning up our infrastructure. We prepared the video with the application running on the testnet with against the node version 5 RC5, and we also reported some new issues we think on about node connection. Also, we prepared a little roadmap for the future. We to discuss. That's it, I think.
Cool, great. I will check out the video. The audio quality was bad, but I can quickly summarize. So there's a video that shows the app. It's also updated to the new Node version, and there's some feedback, I guess, also in the forum for the state channels team to look into of potential issues or like improvement suggestions that got found there. So this is it. If nobody screams, I think we went through everyone. I'm extremely happy that so many people participated today. And big respect and thank you for your work, and have a great weekend. See you very soon. That's it.
Bye. Thank you. See you in the
Bye.
chat.
Bye. See you in the chat and in the forum.
Bye.